So I picked up a Galaxy Z Flip 3. And I'll be honest, I really did not know what to expect. For the longest time, I refused to pick up this phone for one simple reason. I thought it was kind of useless. I'll be honest. I thought, okay, it has a 6-hour battery. That's going to mean nothing. Overall wise, in the display, I'm not sure how fragile it is, how good it is. Obviously, it does not have S Pen support, and overall wise, coming from a Z Fold 3, it really did not interest me. It was more like a joke type of device where if you don't want to buy a Z Fold 3, then you pick up this phone right here and it's $1,000 and it's like a, kind of like a half off Z Fold 3. Well, was I wrong? And you know what? It takes a big man to go ahead and admit that they're wrong. And I was absolutely wrong about this device. I used this device over the last 3 days, and it has become my daily driver. As you guys already know, whenever we pick up a new phone for the studio, we always usually make that phone the daily driver for a month. And that's what I'm going to be doing with this phone right here, is I'm going to be doing this for a month as my daily driver, getting you guys updates on everything, talking about it, and how I feel about it and everything like that. And I'll be honest, this phone is not perfect. It's definitely not perfect. And my biggest issue with this phone has to be the cameras. And it's the same issue I have with the Surface Duo lineup. And it's just the software is so bad. The cameras aren't bad. The software is bad. And I will say, I used this. I went to one of my friend's birthday parties, took pictures with this device, and trust me, it hurt me so bad because I have two mirrorless cameras. I have, an iPhone in front of me. I have a Surface Duo, I have a Z Fold 3. I have two Surface Duos, actually. And I have so many devices I could go ahead and take pictures on, but I said, nah, I'm going to go ahead and take pictures on this Z Flip 3, and I want to see how good it is. And I'll be honest with you, it was pretty dang bad. The video was okay, but the actual picture taking is so bad. And the reason why it's so bad is not because of the quality of the pictures. It really comes down to one simple thing, and that has to be the speed at what you take the picture at. So, for example, I take a picture of my iPhone, I take a picture of someone, bam, and then it captures them in that moment. For this, it takes so long to take the picture. By the time the picture actually goes through, if they move in any way, the picture is completely destroyed. And I will pop on the screen some cringy pictures I've took with this phone because of that reason. Now, for video, it's actually not that bad. For video, it's actually pretty decent. And I will say, overall wise, I'm not mad about the video. Just the photos. Just the photos are pretty dang, yeah. Now, when it comes to actual usability of this phone, I absolutely love it. I mean, it has NFC, has wireless charging, has pretty much everything you want out of a smartphone, and that's what I do love about this phone. There's not really much sacrificing when it comes to this phone, even to a point where space, you're not even sacrificing space. I put this phone in my pocket, and half the time I forget it's actually in my pocket. I forget this phone is actually in my pocket because it just doesn't take up much space in my pocket. It doesn't take much space on my person at all. And I absolutely love that about this phone is that it's not a nuisance. It's more of a little extra luxury to have. Now, I will say the screen, even though, yes, it is a plastic screen, yes, it does have its issues when it comes to having an increase in the middle. I haven't had much issue with it at all. I really haven't. It's actually been pretty decent when it comes to usability with the inner display. And I really thought it was going to be a big issue for me. I thought, oh my God, I'm not going to be able to actually go ahead and use the inner display as well. Because my Z Fold 3, I baby it a lot. I baby the inner display so freaking much because I'm scared of breaking it. I don't know what it is about for this phone rather than the other phone, but I don't feel like I'm going to break this inner display. I actually feel confident using it. And that's something I have not felt in a while when it comes to inner displays, is the ability to feel confident while using the inner display. So, overall wise, this phone, the speaker setup is amazing. The charging, it does charge very quickly, and it just feels so good in my hand. So, overall wise, I gotta rate this phone an 8 out of 10. I really hated this phone. And I will repeat that a million times. I went into getting this phone thinking this would be absolutely a waste of money. It's going to be an absolute waste of time. It's going to be an absolute waste, period. And I'm not going to like it, and I'm going to say, oh, wow, this was a mistake. I shouldn't have went ahead and picked up this phone. And I was wrong. I was absolutely wrong. I will say and admit that looking back, you know, this was one of my best purchases I have ever made. This and the Surface Duo 1. Two of the best purchases I've made was this and the Surface Duo 1. Now, would I recommend buying this phone at the price tag it's at right now, which of course, without trading in anything, it's going to be a price tag of $899. My recommendation for that would be no. I couldn't say I recommend doing it at $899 because you can find this on eBay for as low as $500. I bought this phone right here for $349 on eBay. You can buy these for cheaper. And a lot of these on eBay especially, they're actually pretty good condition. This is almost brand new, it feels like. And I got this for $349. So you can get a lot cheaper on eBay. So I would not recommend going ahead and going on, buying it brand new. Just buy it used. It's one of these phones like the Surface Duo 1 where you look at it and you're like, oh, I want to buy it. Buy it used. Get it used. Try to go ahead and see what you can get out of it. Rather than, go ahead and buying it brand new and you might not like it. If you don't like it at $349, it's a lot better than paying, after taxes, $950. It's just really not worth it at that point. But for $349, it's really, really freaking amazing. And of course, with this version, with the Galaxy Z Flip 3, you can actually get so many different colors. It's not just like the Z Fold 3, we have a certain amount of colors. For the Z Flip 3, as you guys can see, we have cream, phantom black, lavender, green, the Bespokes edition, where you can go ahead and really just create your own style. I mean, you can go so elaborate and in-depth with this, it's not even funny. You can choose exactly what color you want the front plate to be, exactly what color you want the bottom plate to be, the frame, everything. It's so amazing how much you can customize this phone. And of course, I do have a Dbrand Skin on here. It's not sponsored, but I do have Dbrand Skin on here. And I'm going to tell you right now, for Dbrand Skin, I love Dbrand. I've used it on all my devices. On this device, it was kind of hard to put on just because it kept like peeling off. But now that it is on and firmly on, I have no issue with it. It's just for a little bit of time, I actually had issue with it. And I bought Dbrand for a couple of my devices, but not every single device, because I've always been scared of that happening, of it just peeling off. I will say over time, though, it does get better and it gets more like, actually adhesive on it. But overall wise, like I said before, guys, I'm really, really excited to see, or spend more time with this phone. It's gonna be my daily driver for the next month. And I will definitely say right now, the cameras are not going to bother me as much as the next person, because I daily drove the Surface Duo 1 forever. So for when it comes to the actual phone, I think this might be up there with one of my favorite phones. And it's really just going to come down to the size factor. I mean, I hold my phone like this. I can use it like this. Now, there is an application you can actually get. I think it's called Cover. Oh, by the way, just a side note here. My Face ID does not work. I mean, I've tried it many times and it worked at first and it does not work after that. But there is actually a software called Cover Screen OS. You can get on this and it's amazing. It lets you be able to actually have an app drawer right here on your little touch display, which I will say this outside display is absolutely amazing. I love this outside display completely. You can go ahead and actually have all your stuff set up on it. You can also get an app drawer. You can go ahead and get all types of stuff. I love it. I love it, love it, love it, love it. And that's another thing that's amazing about this phone is it's just like why I love the Z Fold 3. I love that outside display angle. And I think, that's something that the Duo lineup probably eventually will get to. Eventually we'll see a Duo lineup with an outside display. But for right now, I will say this phone is it's cool. It's really freaking cool. And I find myself half the time just opening it up and flipping it like this, just because of the fact that it's just like, I like opening it. I like opening it. I like closing it. It's a really cool and unique device. And for $300, you can't go wrong. You really, really can't go wrong. Now, obviously, I know not everyone watching this video is going to go out there and get it for $300. But if you can find it for even less, let's say $500 or less, I definitely recommend picking it up at that price tag. $800, probably not. But for this price tag, yes. And again, if you're like, oh, I don't see any colors I like, just get a Dbrand Skin. That's all you have to do. Get a Dbrand Skin and you can go ahead and fix any color you want. You can't fix the hinge color, but you can fix the front and the back cover just like that. So overall wise, like I said before, if you are thinking about picking it up, tell me down below. And why are you going to pick it up personally? I picked it up because I wanted to give it a try. I wanted to see my honest opinion. I really thought I was going to absolutely hate this device. But surprisingly enough, it ended up working out and it ended up being becoming one of my favorite devices Surprisingly enough. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.